right now.
Into the last part of this program, and that's where I show you how this stuff is ground. I do this in the cooler because it's good for this trim to be nice and cold. Otherwise it just kind of mushes up when you grind it. So I keep my grinder in the cooler, and what we're going to do is we're going to grind this twice. The first grind that comes out looks pretty coarse and fatty, but when it comes around the second time it'll look beautiful. So here we go. So we're getting up close here. We've got shows how this works, how it goes down into the worm that drives it out to the end of the grinder. It's a process where the beef is, I don't know whether grinding is the right word because it's cut as it comes out there. And if you got a good sharp blade on there, it really tends to spit out the end, which is a good sign. Stop. All right, here we go. We'll grind it the second time. In this little operation, we had our first serious blooper. I inadvertently left a little piece of bone in the trim. That was that loud noise you might have heard a minute ago. Anyway, here's after the first grind. Like I said, it looks kind of fat. You want to mix it around a little bit. Then we'll run it through the second time. And this is where you get your final product. You can actually just grind this once and it'll make a good hamburger, but it just doesn't look as pretty. If you grind it once, it'll probably have a little better flavor to it. Because every time you grind this stuff, you heat it up a little bit. You know, the newer markets, they've all got a bigger grinder that does the combination of mixing and grinding at the same time. Like I've said before, we're a little bit lower tech here. Boy, we do a fine job. That looks like it's getting pretty full.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll pack that down. We'll take it out front and we'll wrap it. There we go. Time to pause.
All right.
Well, here we are in the last part of this. We're wrapping the ground beef, and as I promised you, when this stuff goes through the second grind and it sits out for a bit, it gets brighter and pretty nice. It's got about the perfect amount of fat in it. It's probably about 18% somewhere in there. And when you wrap meat in a large quantity like this, very few people do this by hand like this, but we still do here. And it's nice to do it with two people because one person puts on the first wrap and another person puts on the second wrap. And it's just a tedious job that goes better with a little assistance. And this business of wrapping meat, it looks like just the simplest thing in the world. But about the first 50 times you try to do this, you just struggle with it. And it's real important. It's like I say, it's just as important as how the beef is cut. This beef will still be in somebody's freezer 9 or 10 months from now, and it's really important that it's wrapped well, tightly, not a lot of air gets in there, and that preserves the quality of it. So anyway, that's it. That's just about the end of this program. We're going to pause now for the last little picture so you can see everybody that's in there. All right. I said we were through, but we weren't. because I was reminded I need to show you how this stuff ends up in the final. What we've got this labeled CSA, A, B, C, and D. That's community supported agriculture. And we've got it divided into, what are there, 2 baskets apiece. And they're in baskets because that's where they go first in the freezing process. And each one of these packages is labeled with a T-bone steak, and it's got a not for sale stamp on it, which is important because this was a beef that technically it was owned by these people while it was alive, so it was never really sold in the retail market. And it's got the date that it was packed. In this case, it was the 7th of June in 2009. And these people will all get an inventory showing exactly what they got. And this is it. It's ready to go in the freezer. And I guess I could push it into the freezer without having a wreck, hopefully.
We'll see.
We'll see. We've got one more chance for a major snafu. Okay, it's safely put to rest. Well, I think we're finished, but I need to show you the rest of the crew here. Wasn't a very big crew. It was a good crew, though. So anyway, here's Diane behind me. Been hiding all morning, and she's the, well, we're all important. We all make this work. And then last but not least is the guy behind the camera. All right, thank you much, and we'll see you with something else later. Thank you.